A teenage girl named Mara sits in class completely zoned out, drops her pencil, reaches down to grab it, and without any warning, the girl right in front of her explodes. Mara later says the girl was totally normal, not the type you'd expect to just blow up like that. Every student bolts out of the classroom in a panic, but Mara stays frozen in her seat. The two were never really close, just familiar faces. Everyone at school loved that girl, but one student in particular takes it especially hard. As kids flood out of the building, Mara's best friend Tess spots her out front and rushes over. She can barely believe it until she sees Mara's shoes. Forensic teams move through the classroom collecting evidence. As Mara puts it, the only thing truly wrecked in the blast was the girl herself. The students are all taken down to the police station and questioned one by one. Mara cracks jokes with her officer throughout the whole thing, but he sees right through her act every single time. Afterward, they're each given a chance to shower, and Mara immediately asks about getting her shoes back. The police hand out fresh clothes and keep everyone sitting around waiting in the station. A quiet boy named Dylan makes a random comment comparing the whole scene to a Cronenberg film, and only Mara smiles at that. The others are too busy trading theories about what could have caused it. One girl finally asks when they'll actually be allowed to leave. Mara says not until the authorities can be completely sure that nobody else in the room is about to blow up too. Mara's parents pick her up and take her home. In her room, she smokes some weed, then gets a text from an unknown number saying they have a crush on her. She keeps texting back and giggles to herself. The next day is the dead girl's funeral. Mara and Tess watch as the girl's father peels a bumper sticker off his car. Afterward, they go score some mushrooms from the Dalton twins. Tess thinks it's a terrible idea. They grab coffee and Mara dumps all the mushrooms straight into her latte. The two have been best friends since they were little and already have their whole future planned, growing old together in a beach house. While talking about the girl who died, Dylan walks up and asks to join them. He flirts with Mara, and she figures out he's the mystery texter. Dylan says the explosion made him want to stop wasting his life. The mushrooms hit hard and Mara gets sick, with Dylan holding her hair. She starts seeing things and tells him all about it. He thinks it's awesome. He stays through the whole night. They talk about the explosion and admit neither of them actually saw it happen. Dylan walks her home and asks her out. Later, she and Tess lie in her bed talking. Mara says she's done with drugs. Tess asks if she's cried yet and admits she cries constantly. Homecoming day comes and the two girls show up in costumes. They notice a memorial shrine for the dead girl just as Dylan finds them. He recognizes Mara's costume as Carrie immediately. Later, Dylan and Mara sit in the library and she asks how he ever got a crush on her. He says it started the first time he saw her and just kept growing. The day of the explosion, when Mara said out loud it could happen to any of them, was the moment he decided to ask her out and stop waiting. At the game, Mara walks the sidelines taking photos of players, timing it until their jersey numbers line up to spell something dirty. Dylan laughs out loud. Then she tells him exactly when she knew she liked him back. It's a genuine moment, right up until something goes wrong on the field. The crowd erupts in screaming because one of the players has exploded. Dylan grabs her hand and pulls her out. They end up pressed together behind the sports complex. The incident becomes national news overnight. Reporters start calling it the Covington Curse. Tess and Mara attend the latest memorial, where everyone shares warm memories of the boy who died. The next morning, Mara's parents tell her school is shut down indefinitely. They promise to keep sending college applications so she stays on track. Mara jokes that at least now they can't tell her their generation had it harder. That night, Dylan shows up in a beat-up old ice cream truck he bought that day just to make people laugh. They drive to a party held in memory of the dead kids, but slip away to walk. They toss their drinks, worried alcohol might somehow trigger it. They joke about what's actually making teenagers explode. Then it gets quiet, Dylan opens up about his dad, and they kiss. Screaming suddenly erupts from inside the house. They run back and find another student has exploded. Later, Mara and Tess sit with Agent Rossetti. She admits she has no idea what's causing it. Rossetti asks for their help and says she needs them to bring her something specific. Mara tracks down the Dalton twins and explains Rossetti sent her for drugs. She makes clear she doesn't think drugs are the cause. The government just wants to check every angle. She tells the twins she's buying their whole supply. They drive out to the spot where the twins keep their stash. The twins mention they're leaving town soon. Mara updates them on her thing with Dylan, texting him while they talk. Then without warning, the brother explodes. The sister dives over the console and grabs the wheel, but she explodes too. Dylan reaches the scene and finds the car wrecked with no sign of Mara. He spots a bloody handprint and heads into the woods. He finds her crouched by a river washing off. He pulls her into a hug, telling her he thought she was gone. He brought clothes and already called Rossetti. Then he notices a figure in a hazmat suit watching from the trees. Seconds later, more appear and take them both into custody. Mara wakes in a hospital bed, and a doctor explains they're there to help. She starts to panic until she sees Dylan in the bed right beside her. They make a shared ET joke that completely baffles the staff. That night, Dylan tells her the whole class has been brought in. She scoots her bed up next to his. He fills her in on the questions the doctors asked. He calls her his girlfriend and she loves it. The government officially quarantines the entire class. The head doctor pulls each of them in for questioning, asking about the kids who died, what their dreams were, how they were feeling emotionally, and what their plans for college looked like. When it's Mara's turn, she says her only plan right now is to simply stay alive. That night, she and Tess talk quietly from their bunks. Tess admits she's terrified it'll happen to Mara and makes her promise it won't. She says if Mara goes, she goes too. The next day, the class is in a recreation room. Mara says she's losing her mind and proposes they break out. Nobody bites, so they end up talking about the explosions instead. Two guys argue over whether it's a real curse. Dylan floats a ridiculous theory and gets roasted by everyone. He and Mara sneak off to the shower. Later, a government official comes in with a slideshow and offers to answer questions. Mara calls him out, saying none of what they're doing seems to actually help. He gives a canned response and the kids laugh, then shift to real anger. One student explodes, another goes in their sleep. Testing continues throughout the facility. Parents wait outside while a doctor steps out to deliver news to a couple about their child. Kids keep dying. Every test fails. Every drug fails. Life inside tries to hold a shape, but teenagers keep exploding one after another. Even the medical staff starts falling apart. Then a new blue pill seems to actually be working. The mood lifts across the whole facility. Eventually, the students are released back to their families. Mara's parents drive her home, and she notices right away that absolutely nobody in the city has put up Christmas decorations. Her dad explains that nobody really felt like celebrating this year, but when they pull into the driveway, her parents have secretly set up a tree inside the house just for her. The three of them decorate it together, and at one point, her dad casually hands her vape, telling her she is truly terrible at hiding the fact that she smokes weed. They all vape together and talk about what growing up actually means and about her upcoming graduation. Before bed, Mara takes one of the blue pills. The next morning, Dylan is already over. They sleep together for the first time. Mara asks if it's safe. Dylan says he honestly doesn't know, but they should take it one day at a time and try going back to school. She doesn't want to. Their class is the only one returning to that same building. One teacher gathers them and shares a story about watching someone blow up while he was overseas. He promises he'll get every one of them through graduation. Later, Rossetti takes Mara's blood pressure, and they talk about what students are calling the blue pill, the snooze button. Mara hates it. Rossetti quietly says she doesn't think this is over. For Valentine's Day, Mara decorates Dylan's barn and throws them their own private party. He tells her he loves her. She responds with a swear word and they both crack up. Then Dylan asks her to spend the whole summer with him, assuming they live. Tess and Mara go to a diner, but the waitress is too scared to bring food to their table. They just leave. The next day, the doctor comes to school to explain how the snooze button works. She says it isn't a cure, just a treatment. She asks for a volunteer to make a point, and the moment he starts following her instructions, he explodes. Then another one goes, then a third. Everyone runs, but students keep exploding in every direction. Mara is with Dylan and loses Tess completely in the chaos. Students are running and screaming as bodies keep going off. Mara falls behind, and when a classmate stops to help her, he explodes in her face. She finds a door and pushes outside. Dylan meets her there and they hold each other. Then, without any warning at all, Dylan explodes right in front of her. Mara walks home covered in his blood. Rossetti finds her and gets her to a hospital. A fragment of his jawbone struck her in the head. Her mom meets her there and helps her clean up. That night, she sleeps between both her parents. Over the following days, she sinks into a deep depression and stops taking the pills, refusing to talk. Dylan's funeral happens, and she doesn't go. Tess tries everything to pull her out of her room, but Mara just sits there watching old videos of him. Eventually, she drags herself up and makes cocktails for her dad, naming the drink "All My Friends and Boyfriend Are Dead." She drinks alone while her dad admits he doesn't know how to handle this. She keeps trying to joke, but she's just getting drunk. She leaves late that night and shows up at Tess's the next morning, still wasted. They argue about school. Tess can't reach her anymore because Mara has completely given up. Tess leaves for school. Mara stays. After that, Mara crashes a street protest about the curse, then walks straight into a store and helps herself to a bunch of alcohol without paying for any of it. The workers just stand there and let her walk out. Rossetti is waiting right outside the store entrance, and when Mara tries to toss her a bottle of vodka, it flies through her car window instead and shatters it completely. That leads to a huge blow-up fight back home, with her parents calling her out hard for drinking constantly. They're doing everything they can to get through to her, but Mara refuses to pretend things are fine just to make them feel better, especially since she could explode any day now. She retreats to her room and half-heartedly considers prom, then stumbles onto a message board where students from all over are pointing directly at her as the real cause of the Covington curse. She reads every single post and starts believing they might actually be right. She walks back to school alone, visits the shrine for the first girl who died, then the old classroom, and finally stands in the exact hallway spot where Dylan was killed. On prom night, Mara sits alone outside on a swing. Tess finds her, and they talk about the future like they used to. Tess says she's leaving Covington tonight for good. Before she walks away, she tells Mara she'll always be her best friend. Mara eventually makes it inside, clearly drunk. The whole place feels bleak and strange. Everyone seems disconnected, and Mara finds it darkly funny, so she spikes the punch. The teachers watch and do nothing. She pours a cup and drinks it alone. Later, she takes the mic on stage and tells the room she's sorry for killing everyone. Sorry for being the curse. She says she hates herself for the pain she caused. Then she accepts her diploma. The next girl says the same exact thing, and Mara boos her. One by one, other girls repeat the same words. Mara heads to the cemetery alone to visit Dylan's grave. She tells him out loud that she loves him too, then stretches out and lies down flat across his tombstone. His mom shows up not long after, asks if she can join her, and lies right down beside her. Mara apologizes for missing the funeral and tells his mom the story of the very first time she and Dylan actually hung out together for real. His mom smiles and says he told her all about holding Mara's hair back that night. Mara asks if she thought she was just bad news. His mom says no, she could just see someone who was carrying a whole lot of pain inside and truly didn't know what to do with it. Mara tells her it literally feels like she's dying and she is scared every single day. Dylan's mom says that's just what life feels like sometimes, and none of those kids deserved what happened to them. Mara asks if she's okay. His mom shakes her head. Mara reaches over and holds her. The next morning, she walks home to find both parents outside waiting. She apologizes and they hold each other. Things slowly start to feel almost normal again. She removes the bandage over her scar and thinks of Dylan every time she sees it. A few months later, the explosions simply stop. Mara says a quiet goodbye to Rossetti. She keeps taking the snooze button every day and moves forward with her life. On moving day, she loads up Dylan's old truck and heads to college. Her parents watch her go, worried but proud. She passes the school already being torn down. By year's end, 31 students from her class had died. Mara made it through everything, and she genuinely has no idea why she did, and they didn't. The only lesson, she says, is that everyone dies and all you can do is live the way you want while you're here. She can picture her future now, things she'll do, people she'll love, maybe even kids, maybe even the presidency one day. Bad things will happen. That's just a fact. She won't spend her life waiting for the worst. She pictures her and Tess growing old together in that beach house. She's done being scared because she could go at any second, and honestly, so could you. Hit subscribe for more epic movie breakdowns.